right, we're back again. Make sure you are following
again.
us. Brunch Beauty Life Podcast on every platform, including email, which is at Gmail. I'm Connie, the Inspiring Stylist.
I am Ashley at Naturally Ashley Rowe, and this is the Brunch Beauty Life Podcast. Make sure that you subscribe, but we are right back at it. We are
Right
on
back.
part two.
Part two.
The continuation is over. We are back.
Right.
Talking about this feminine energy. We kind of figured it would end up being a two-part, but we also have joining us, we have Shar joining us to get the male perspective in.
How y'all doing?
Hey,
Shar.
We gotta do it again and say, hey, Shar.
Hey, Shar. I feel like I'm doing Beyonce. Hey, Miss Carr. Either way.
Hey, that's a little feminine, you know. Hey, Miss. Okay. So, quick recap. In last week's episode, we were talking about feminine energy. We was talking about a little bit on how to exude it, but can it exist in the work life, right? So when we're at the salon, can it exist as being a boss woman? What about coming home to your man when you've had to wear so many hats?
Or your partner.
Or partner, right? Yes, absolutely. Or woman, whatever.
Yep.
How to...
His, her, they, them.
All of that. So how to, not bring those hats home, right? That masculine energy, but how to, come home to your man. And we just recap, just go watch last week's episode. So going into this week's episode, we reached out or talked about... We
were looking online.
Yes.
And we found it's the Frugal Feminista. And her article was 5 ways that African American women are the divine feminine.
Okay.
So, she starts off with the types, right? So it doesn't necessarily, it could be seen as a stereotype, but could not. And we start off with the African queen.
Okay.
She's elegant, regal. Her head is lifted. She wears battles passed deep in her heart. She is the protector of the civil rights movement and all that jazz, which Connie says this is all embodying me because I am all about everything that we go through as Black women in this country and beyond. But she's the queen. She has a realness about her, but she's also very strong. She's a warrior. So
yes, and then we also have the diva.
Okay.
So they say being a diva is about looking good and feeling fierce. A diva has attitude and raw confidence. They're a proud African American woman. She is confident about her life choices. Particularly when swathed in, the latest designer brands. I'm thinking about myself in this. She is...
It don't have to be designer. It could be Shein.
It could be Shein, right. She is sharp, talented, insightful, okay? She is on a mission to take over the world by storm. She lives in the lights, cameras, action life. Okay. Yet, there's always something still missing. There is more to her, something deeper that just needs to be revealed.
Okay, then there's the BBW.
Okay, BBW.
Some African American women are big and beautiful, but don't get it twisted. She does not lack high self-esteem. She is often seems to bask in the sexual attention of her body being thick and curvy, and that's what it draws. But she is just not that pressed about losing weight, nor does her generous frame typically prevent her from enjoying a vibrant social life. There's just more of her to love. It would benefit her to embrace a healthy lifestyle the way she embraces her voluptuous curves for a better and longer life.
Okay. I've seen a show on that, by the way, but I guess that might be a different topic.
Yes.
Okay, so we have the mama, and she is the matriarch, the nurturer, and the protector of everyone and everything. She is demanding, but she doesn't always have time to take care of herself.
That sounds true.
Yeah. She can be hell on wheels at times, but we all know that inside she's very tender and loving.
And then there is the sister girl.
All right,
the sister girl is like the girl next door. She operates well within the American mainstream. She is driven, independent, successful, and very smart. But despite all of her successes, she can still become caught up in society or other people's ideas of what her ideal life should be like. She is often health conscious but vulnerable to poor body image. So this is basically what we all are carrying as Black women within ourselves at some point, shape, or frame. I know for me, you know, if you were to talk to the people back in Charleston, I'm fitting that BBW life. I was all of 97 pounds when I graduated high school. I ain't that no more. So
she loving her curves. Is
I
what
actually
she's saying.
do love my womanly curves. I feel like it's really like, you know, made me feel like a woman phenomenally.
Okay.
Thank you, Maya Angelou.
And that's you.
But, you know, it's all these things. So it's what we carry with us as Black women. How do we then, having all these different types of what we're carrying within ourselves, some of them a little piece of each of them inside of us, being able to really exude that feminine energy? How do we do that? And what does the feminine energy exuding looks like from the male gaze, from the Black man's gaze?
All right, Shar, tell us your thoughts.
One thing that was interesting about that article is the first woman you read was the Black Queen. And it almost talked about like she's been through a lot and still stands strong, loves her people. It was almost like that was in the order, because our women were queens, still are.
Exactly.
But then when the others came and stripped us of our culture and everything that we had, that's where the pain came from that the Black Queen went through. Then they gave us their life, which is where the BBW came in, and all these other types of women came in because of what media gave us, you know, and, you know, with the clothes, and then, you know, just how they eat over here, and, you know, how we adapted to all those different things. So it created the other type of women, and it goes for men too, but, you know, we're talking about women, like it created all those different types of women, like you said, that are all in one.
Yes.
And the thing is, just getting to the whole, you know, viewing masculinity and femininity in a woman from a man's perspective. First, the man gotta be confident within himself, for one.
Yes.
Okay.
And he gotta understand the role you're playing at that particular time. Again, I always have to relate back to myself, because again, I was in a position where I guess, you know, somebody would say, you know, my late wife was masculine because she always she took care of herself, did for herself, earned her own money, was doing her own thing.
But was she masculine, like at home with you?
I would say no, again, because it's just about the view. I mean, she handled her business,
Right.
Yeah.
As she should, right?
right? So,
But did that change for when she came home to you? Was she treating you like her employee?
yeah, in some cases, in some cases, I felt like I was on the payroll. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, well, you know, you was the photographer. I mean, I saw the media.
Well, yes, no,
Right.
but I mean, I had a relationship where my ex he was treated like a nice little unpaid employee. He was running errands. He was, you know, I came home sometimes. He was folding clothes. I appreciated that, but yes, he kind of was.
I mean, but when you're over there, like, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, and you better make sure them clothes is folded.
Oh no, I wasn't like that. I would just
Okay.
be like, hey, you know, if you, out of the time that you're relaxing because you're visiting, you know, you might want to fold these clothes. That'd be great. Or if you go out to Starbucks, you know, here's a Sam's Club card. Here's some stuff that we need from Sam's. You know, just
We need.
And what I see.
well, we was meaning the business. It wasn't
Oh,
meaning the
well,
house.
I was trying to give, you know,
It was the business.
trying to give you the benefit of
No,
the
because he didn't live there. His
It's
name went
okay.
on nothing.
doubt. Continue, Shar.
But we did have to have a conversation about that, because it was like she couldn't always switch it off when she came home from the salon. But it took me understanding that too, and having a conversation about it, and just, you know, understanding the fact that, you know, for one, she had been doing things on her own for a long period of time, and she really couldn't depend on anybody.
That's the key.
Right. And then, you know, myself, rather than, I could have just sat back and let her do her thing, but me, you know, still wanting to show her, like, look, you ain't got to worry about this. I then stepped in and did the things that I felt like I could do. You know what I'm saying? At that point, she was making the money and stuff like that, but I stepped in and made sure other things were taken care of. And like we said in the previous episode, like iron sharpen iron, I started trying to fill the voice that I could see, and then listening to her too, because, she would, a woman to tell you the different things that she's looking for or maybe lacking, and, try to step in on those things. But to really see it as masculine energy, I guess I just view that a little differently. When I think of masculine energy, I just feel like, like you about as hard as I am, you know what I'm saying?
So if you were out, let's give this scenario, right? Mm-hmm. If you were out, maybe at a mixer, maybe nightlife, or just, some type of public setting, what would make you or men feel like, oh, she's masculine? Like you really haven't maybe gotten the chance to know her, but maybe just in the way that she's carrying herself. Because I've heard that, right? Like you're too masculine, or like, is there something that women do? Like, I don't know, drinking beer. I don't know. Like,
I mean, for me, like, it really would have to be like a whole conversation. Okay. I can't even, or she really would have to be dressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, for lack of better terms, like a stud. Like she may like, I can't even go off of that. She would have to be like me. Like, I can't even say wearing shorts and a t-shirt, like walking around like a guy. But
yeah,
I can't really say. Like, I have to have a conversation, because a woman can have on a t-shirt, a baggy t-shirt or something like that, but still not be masculine.
Okay.
I would really have to talk to her and get to know her. But there's women that do masculine things. Like, there's women, that play sports. They may play basketball, so they physique may be a little different because they play sports. They may be a little more muscular. But I just think it just boils down to just like, if I talk to you and you talk like me, yo, what's up, bro? Like,
oh, wait, time out. Can we right there, right there, women, ladies, stop with the bruh.
Yeah, like
when you talking to a man. Like, I don't. First of all, I don't like it when a man call me bruh.
Oh my gosh, I get so upset.
I'm not a bruh, but sometimes I might give you the benefit of the doubt, because you might, we might be cool like that. And because there's been times where I've talked to my man and I got so good in conversation, I'm like, girl, like I almost call him like girl, Yeah. No. But no, ladies, like, to me, feminine, like for a woman, for her vocabulary.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Like, yo, what's good, bruh? You know what I'm saying, bruh? No. Like, to me, nothing about that says feminine.
Right, or if you just, that's what I'm saying. It's really hard to say. You can't really go off clothes. You really have to go with just interactions, and like that energy would come from if I feel like I'm talking to another guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing I can kind of say. Like, I have to feel like I'm talking to another guy. Where you talking like, hey, bro, this and this and this and that, and like, yeah, man, hell yeah, like, blah,
yeah, because it's different, right? Like, if you're talking to a woman that's like that, like sports, and she's just like, oh, did you see the game last night? And she's like, I really like this or this and that. She's not saying, hey, yo, bro, you saw the game? Like, it's a difference.
There's a difference.
But like this artist that I love, she has a song, Ombre, I'm Baby. No, don't call me bruh, and I'm not about to call you bruh. I'm baby, okay? I'm boo. I'm bae. I'm all of those things. When me and my ex, it was a bad thing. He called me bruh. I was like, who are you talking to? I'm baby. Like, we just go right into there, like really trying to. I feel like when he starts calling me bruh, that means like now. But then that also was a signifier to me too that I've crossed into an energy. Mm-hmm. That I've now stepped out of being baby to where he's now seeing me as bruh.
Is that a negative thing or a positive thing?
I think that's a negative thing.
Okay, so because it's a negative thing.
So that's also now hindsight for me to check myself to be like, oh, now he's calling me bruh. So I've now stepped out of my feminine because we're going back and forth, and now I'm bruh. Mm-hmm. Versus I was boo and I was bae like 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes ago. But now we got into this full-on argument and we getting head-to-head, toe-to-toe. Now I'm bruh. So, that could be an indicator.
I don't think that has to do with the energy. I just think that has to do with low-key trying to play with your emotions to say you're now in this place.
Okay.
Opposed to this place.
Right. You're not that. So because again, it's like, for me, the worst thing somebody can say to me is like, F you. It's the worst thing I can say to somebody. If I say that to you, that means I no longer care about you at all. Thankfully, I hadn't really had to say it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when it went to the point of calling you bruh, that's saying,
I've had to say it.
Yeah, that's going to the point of saying, like, we're no longer, this is where you're over here now, because I'm calling you this. Really to mess with you. But, masculine energy, I think it's just really hard. I think that's why I say I think it depends on the person, because it may be viewed as masculine energy because today's world and how men operate and how women operate are so different. That's where the whole independent woman thing came, because a lot of women had to go get it for themselves.
Yeah.
So when a woman comes through handling her business, because she's had to do it so long, it's viewed as masculine energy, because that's what the man is usually there for. But what's going to happen if the man's not there?
I mean, but so to that, right, as the independent woman, there's a difference between being a independent woman and wanting a man, right, versus the independent woman that's like, I don't need a man for nothing, right? So I think the independent woman that don't need a man for nothing gives off that masculine energy. Like, even if you got a good man, you probably won't allow him to be the man that he can be, because you just, no, I got it, or whatever, however you conduct selves. I am an independent woman. I can do for myself. I'm going to make sure at the end of the day that I am taking care of me, my kids, everything that I got going on, right?
Yeah.
But I can still, well, first of all, I still do desire a man. Okay?
Yes.
I want my man, because yes, here go the thing. Yes, I could do all these things by myself. Hands down. But I don't want to do all those things by myself, right? I desire that companionship. I'm on the team like, let's do this together, right? And I feel like I allow the man to operate as the man that he can be, the man that I may need him to be. And like you said, Shar, it actually, when you said it had to be a conversation, right? Because if you are, so I was in my 20s. I might have been like mid-20, maybe 20, 25. And I remember this guy said to me, he was like, when you start operating in your feminine energy, he was like, you're going to be a bad woman. Like, you going hands down. He was like, you're going to be unstoppable. And I didn't understand. I'm like, I'm not masculine. That was my first thought. What do you mean I'm not operating my feminine energy? I'm not masculine. I'm not a stud. I don't look hard. That was just my mindset. Then I didn't understand it, but now reflecting, I understand where he was coming from. It was because of how I was, in a sense, carrying myself. Sometimes you gotta.
I'm not agreeing about like that. I know that. I'm just saying I know for me.
So sometimes you have to not bow down. I don't want to say you have to bow down, but sometimes you have to step aside and allow the man to be. Meaning, if you got a situation where you're typically used to handling it, because that's just how the mindset, that's just how you operate, because you're just like, it got to get done, I got to handle it. Maybe that's just that moment you be like, babe, this is what's going on, and, I need a little help, or just maybe explain and just take a pause. Yeah. To see if he say, hey, babe, you know what? I got you. As a woman, I know how to change a flat tire, right? I know how to get out and change my tire if my tire go flat, right? But in the situation, if you got a man and your tire go flat, it's one thing for you to go ahead and get out the car and do it. But, maybe if you called him, be like, oh, man, babe, you won't believe my tire is flat. Maybe give an opportunity to see what he might do. Now, if he's at work, he might not be able to get off and come change your tire or whatever the case. Or maybe if he's at home, maybe he could come help or whatever the case. But there was something. Was it? I don't know if it was. What's the comedian that passed? Not Cedric.
Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac. Was it Bernie Mac?
I don't know.
I don't know. It was one of them, and what they said was so sexy. And it was just to the point of my woman is always going to be taken care of. No, matter of fact, it was Bruce. Ooh, sorry, Bruce. It was Bruce.
I believe he's still here.
Yeah, he is still here. But I was at one of his shows, and what he said was so sexy. He was like, as for me, he was like, I am a protector. I'm going to make sure my wife is taken care of no matter where I'm at. So he could be all the way across the country. If she called him with a flat tire, he gonna make sure it get handled for her. No matter where he might not physically be able to come and change that tire for her, right? Mm-hmm. But he's gonna make sure as her man that she is taken care of, that she not calling no random stranger trying to come and get that tire fixed. He gonna call who he know that's in that area to make sure it get done. So no matter where he's at, he was like, I might not physically be there, but I'm always there.
So I guess you say embracing and exuding feminine energy in this instance is allowing others to help you and be there for you, which is something that is I'm learning how to do.
Absolutely.
When it's natural, it's a natural give and take. But it comes from, you got to know yourself and your role first, and then naturally the man's gonna want to protect and provide naturally.
Mm-hmm. And you have to allow him to, because in the event that he's trying to, and you're like, no, I got it.
I can actually give an example of that. When I was younger, Tika, it was her baby shower, and I helped with the baby shower, and I'm like, the shower had wrapped up, and it was time to like clean up and get everything going. So I'm grabbing chairs, I'm grabbing all these things, and I'm like putting them by the door, getting ready to put them in my car. And her husband and his friend was like, oh, we got you, Ashley. We can help you do this and that. I was like, oh, no, I got it. Mm-hmm. And her husband was like, all right, Miss Independent, we going to stop right here because we know you got it, but we about to help you. Mm-hmm. You can't stop us from helping you. Right. And I didn't even realize that, because I brought all those things in myself. I transported them. I got them in the car by myself. I got them out the car by myself. I was like, oh, okay, I can just put that right back in there. But I didn't even allow them the space. They had to make the space to help me get the things inside the car. Mm-hmm. So, it's really about allowing others to help you. I had a friend that actually was wanting to tap more into her feminine energy. Okay. And so what she was doing was that she was looking at, all these different things, like you said, the bedtime routine, like putting on the lotion and lathering up in the soft music and things, and the clothing and the bedtime clothing. So as I'm trying to really get in there, I won't even say get back in there, because I don't think I've ever been there. I've been raised by a single mother and been basically taught that, they never said this, but just from watching by example, to always have my own, always take care of myself. Okay. So I'm always prepared and have been prepared to take care of myself for everything. So I don't think I've ever really been in a space to be in a soft feminine energy. And I've always been to the point where I was just like, I don't ever want to depend on a man. Okay. Because I felt like that is where, from what I saw, from what the women in my family taught me, that's a vulnerable, unsafe position. So I've never put myself in that position to depend on someone else, let alone another man. Mm-hmm. But now I'm learning how to. So, like I said, in my clothes, I'm wearing my soft clothing. Also, just even the colors that you wear can help you exude being soft. Constantly telling myself in my mind to fix my face, because
fix your face. I say that to her quite often when we are out.
For me, I guess even I would say it's more of a fear.
Mm-hmm. So it's a mechanism.
It's a like fear and a safety and defense mechanism, because like we were just talking about, if you saw a client out somewhere, or someone whom I know you and it's a client, you would just be like, oh, hey. And if it's a woman, I'll be like, oh, hey girl. And I'll be like, I don't know who she is. But if it was a man and was like, oh, hey, what's up, bro? I'd be like, who?
So you saw the
who are you
eyebrows.
talking to? And so learning how to differentiate that and to kind of let my guard down and not be so guarded. At another point, sorry, going a whole lot of points. One of my clients is a therapist, and you know the benefits of having therapists as clients. They give you therapy while you do their hair.
Right.
And
Portray.
she talked to me and she said, Ashley, there's different parts of you. She was like, there's Ashley, there's Latrice, and there's Ro. Latrice is my middle name.
Okay, Latrice.
So she said, Ashley is sensitive, very sensitive, loving, and just wants to be loved. She was like, you just want someone to just love you and hold you and just give you all the hugs and the kisses, just love, 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 love you. And then she was like, there's Ro, and that's your business persona. She's like, that is the person that is like, we're going to get it. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to constantly achieve. And then she said, Latrice is the part of you that is so cynical and she's so critical. Like, I'm very critical of myself deep down inside. But she said that the reason why I'm so critical is because Latrice is the guardian. She's a protector.
Okay.
So not only am I guarding and protecting myself from the world, I'm also shooting myself down in protection of my own self.
Wow.
And so I constantly battle and switch in between those gears of trying to fight my guardian, the guardian that had to be there to protect me and to shield me and to keep me safe from all the traumas that I've been through as a child, to having her let down the guard to let other people in, specifically men.
And you're aware of that, right?
I am aware. So I've been very conscious now, especially because she broke it down in such a way that I was like, oh, okay, so now I have name. I have names to put to these different parts of me. So I can see and be aware when Latrice is coming out. So when we're out and someone has said something to me that has offended me or made me feel unsafe, not necessarily unsafe physically, but just unsafe, Latrice is ready. She's on go.
To go.
She is ready to she is ready to light you up in protection of myself. So I've been working on
now I got a name to put to it.
Latrice's guard down.
When we together, I know it. So now I got a name for her, Latrice. Because when we out, I see it so subtly when we're out. I mean, the person don't even have to say anything. We could be at the bar. We could be at the bar and a guy could just walk and just, naturally come beside her because he wants to order a drink. Okay? And Latrice, all of a sudden, I see that eyebrow twinge up and that eye do a little roll. So it'd be like this. We be in our moment. Like,
Now,
hold on, wait. No, I'm about to give it to him. I'm about to give it to him. We be laughing just like we are now. You see the beautiful smile. We're laughing. We're having a good time. And then next thing you know, somebody could walk up and it's like back turn, whole stance change, shades might go on. Phone might come out, and there's just this look, and I see it in the body language, but I can also feel her energy. So I'm like, "You okay?" Or I might say, "Fix your face," because it might be the face. So you're automatically now putting off this energy that is like,
Well, to my defense, that time that happened, Connie,
there's been multiple times. We're
gonna talk about that one time. Okay. Was he not encroaching upon my physical space?
Which time?
When we were at the rooftop party.
Oh, okay.
Was he not constantly in my space as if I did not exist? I did not appreciate that.
I mean, well, you ain't nothing but 4'11".
Exactly.
You are kind of hard to see.
But I'm still a person. And then also is the fact that, again, it's the traumas that we take with us that can inhibit us from getting into those spaces. Because I am a person who suffered from sexual abuse as a child. So space to me looks completely different than someone else's space.
Right, understood.
And the minute that you get into my personal space where you have not been permitted to do so, Latrice is ready. She's like, nope, we're not going to let nobody violate us. We're not going to let nobody disrespect us. We're not going to even let anybody have a chance to come incorrectly. And so I am working on that.
Okay.
But it's
I was
also
about to ask, how do you...
the traumas that we carry with us. So it's still a work in progress. And so it's definitely times I have to talk to myself. I love on myself. You know, another part of trying to bring in my feminine energy and bring Latrice down.
Okay, so wait. So let's talk about that. Let's actually go into, for those that want to work on embracing more of their feminine energy. Let's talk about ways to do that, right?
Okay.
So for me, when I'm at home, this is regardless if I got a man or if I don't, goes into my self-care. I like to look sexy, feel sexy, be sexy. Okay. Yeah, so like when I take a bath, I want my aromatherapy. I want my good smelling Epsom salt. I want to turn off the lights. I want to light a candle. I want some soft music playing in the background. Sometimes maybe silence, but most of the time I'll do something real soft, and I just want to, relax and just be in the moment. And when I get out of the tub, yes, I want to lotion my body down, nice and soft or whatnot, because in my mind, I might be fantasizing. I'm like, if I had a man, this is how I do, you know what I'm saying? And when I got a man, and that's just a thing, I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to just lotion my body down. And yes, I want you to look at me. It just makes me feel good. And I feel like I'm like exuding sexiness. And I feel that way because I've mentioned in some previous episodes where, I have put on something sexy and I was told, like, put your clothes back on. Like you need to put clothes on because, or you need to lose weight or whatever the case. So, I'm beyond that, healed from that or whatnot. But I like to feel sexy when I walk. Let me see you walk.
And we are going to show Connie's walk of how she exudes because she does it. And I promise you it's a walk I have not seen. She has, from anybody else, she has a walk about her. But, well, for me, I take some of those things into mine. Okay. One of my friends, she has her own product line, The Body Chronicles. Shout out Sierra, my boo.
Sierra.
And I've now been doing my exfoliations in the shower, and they have really good smells, and I'm doing that. I've also started making playlists to myself because music for me is healing, and that's where I can get into a different zone. So you don't know this, but when I'm on my way to your house, we're about to go out, I put on the music that I feel make me get into my soft and safe place. So I made a playlist. It's called A Love Letter to Me.
Okay.
And that's what I feel like you have to manifest, and it's just like in the same way of doing affirmations. I'm trying to bring out that in me. Let Latrice go, bring out more Ashley. Okay. So I play my music, different songs on there. I can share the playlist if you like. A Love Letter to Me right now, I have a Summer Love playlist, and that is definitely like really just soft music that makes me feel like the love I want to be wrapped up in, So that's another way. Clothing, and that I saw another article that said that you have to force a change. Not necessarily be like, you can change little bits here and there, but you also have to be the instrument of change. So
absolutely.
I went through my closet last year, and I said, I see a lot of stuff in here that maybe even Ashley naturally wrote, or things for business, or just things I went through and was like, what does Ashley look like now? How do I want to embody me?
Okay.
And so I got rid of things, and I've been buying new things to kind of like bring that out of me, and just in places that we go. So we're going to a lot of places, and I don't know if you noticed, I've been choosing a lot of soft selections.
You've been rocking it well.
Yes. So it's things like that. That's how you can get yourself into that space and really get into bringing out your feminine energy. Fragrances. So right now in the summer, I'm wearing Mon Paris by YSL. It makes me feel really soft and dainty.
Soft
Flower Bomb as well. But, different fragrances and scents, that's things that you can do that it kind of brings into the mind. I smell that and I know I'm soft, I'm feminine.
Right. And I think, too, adding to it, smiling So,
Yes.
and this actually happened to me yesterday. Yeah, actually, this happened to me yesterday. I was coming out of the beauty supply store, and so there's just been a lot going on personally, like, with my dad and his health or whatnot. So I've been really like more on a focus and just kind of zoned out type of mood. So, anywho, I was coming out of the beauty supply store, and I was walking with purpose. And I didn't even notice that I saw one of my former clients, which is actually your client, as well as her daughter. They used to babysit my kids for me. And her daughter was like, "Smile, you look so mean." Like,
I would never think to hear that, but it's because of what you're going through.
yeah, but it was just because of what I was going through. And I'm just thinking like, okay, I got to do this. I got to do this, And so I was it wasn't that I was trying to be mean, but I just had a lot going on in my mind. I was just kind of trying to put it together because, when you plan things out, but then when something gets thrown off, it throw you off, and you got to kind of recalculate that.
Yeah.
So they caught me in that moment of recalculating, but it was just a sense of awareness of like, you're right. Let me not be so zoned out that I can't, focus on just feeling calm. And one thing I will say that I have noticed, and it is a big difference. And this is in the beginning, when I started operating in more of a feminine energy, I started getting compliments, and it was just kind of weird, right? I could be in the store. It didn't matter if it came from men, a lot of women, and it was like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." And I was like, "Thank you," but I also had to learn to give those compliments back.
Yes, I actually practice that a lot. I make sure that if I'm out somewhere,
Right,
to definitely go to a woman and say, "Oh my gosh, I really love whatever it is. Like, if I love that outfit, or I love that color looks great on you, or I really love your light that you have about you." Just really kind of putting that back out there, because you do receive what you put out.
Yeah.
So if I'm trying to get that, I have to make sure I'm giving my sister that who may be struggling just in the same right that I'm struggling too.
And so I think that's one way you'll start to kind of know when you're transitioning and shifting over, is because it's almost like you're resetting the energy that, you, when you put out negative energy, you get negative energy.
Yeah.
But when you put positive energy out and you're trying to be that softer, more feminine energy, so to speak, you start getting that back. And when it first happens, it's going to catch you off guard because you are not used to it. So it's just about becoming aware of that. And keeping that flow, and then eventually, like you said, there has to be change. You can only see change if you be a part of the change. If you don't change anything, you're going to get the same results. So you got to be willing to just do something, even if it's just a little bit, every single day, and be aware of it. And when you're operating in, let's say, a more masculine or not your best energy, I like to call it that, not your best energy.
I like that better than saying masculine. Not your best energy.
Yeah, because between masculine and feminine energy, and what this person say and what this person say, it's a lot. And basically, at the end of the day, everybody got a lot of different opinions and thoughts on what they view feminine versus masculine energy is, right? So to me, when you're not operating in your best energy, positive energy, bring awareness to it and reset it. You could be driving, somebody could cut you off, and you get road rage and be like, "I don't know why they just did that," right?
That's me. I'm that person.
Right? Something in that moment can just like throw you off, and you can choose to stay in that like right in that rah stage or whatever, or you can say, "Hey, you know what? I have a song that I'll play. It will reset my mood no matter how I feel." Moments of Love, Art of Noise is my favorite. It's just a beat.
I know.
Yeah. That right there. If I'm angry, I'm pissed off, I'm hurt, I'm sad, whatever, I can play that song, and I can instantly, by the end of the song, maybe twice, I can switch back into a better energy for me, because I don't like to be in a negative energy, so to speak. So I think when it comes to feminine energy and masculine energy, to just kind of sum it up, I think it's about having balance. Even men have feminine energy.
Yes.
There is a balance, and you just have to know the balance that you can perform in the best, and switch it on and off as needed, from work to personal, and if you're in like personal, whether it's friendships or relationships, communication is always key. It's always going to be the key, right? You're going to have to be able to communicate to say, hey, you know, you're not going to say, hey, I think you're operating in your masculine energy, you know, or whatever the case. But you could say something to this and like, hey, you know, in the energy of which you are operating, this doesn't work for me because, hey, you know what? It makes me feel defensive. It makes me feel like I have to combat you to prove my point. Maybe there's a different way we can talk about this and or whatever. Or, hey, babe, you know, it would really make me feel good if when I came home, you know, this was done. Not you need to do da-da-da-da-da-da. See the change. You need to do this and da-da-da-da and blah, 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 blah. You know, when you do all of that, that's just off-putting, right?
Yes,
but if you're like, hey, babe, you know, I would really appreciate it. It would really, you know, make me feel good if, you know, when I got home, especially if, you know, you've been home, if maybe these things were done, it's softer. You're more than likely to get it done because of how you approach the situation opposed to, you know, all of
no
that.
one wants that. I would say for those who are on this journey like myself and you're not already, the je ne sais quoi queen over here.
Whatever. It is everyday practice. I am not 100% there. It is everyday effort.
To, just like she said, again, maybe embrace the not, instead of calling masculine energy, say not my best energy. Mm-hmm. So always put yourself in a place to get out of your not my best energy and think about what you want to be in your best energy. Make those playlists. Buy something soft this week. It may be out of your norm, and soft could be a color. It could be a fabric. Buy something soft. Mm-hmm. Smile. And really it just takes one smile and one small movement each day, but you have to force the change. Mm-hmm. But join me in this journey. Hold me accountable. Be like, Ashley, are you being soft today?
I saw you outside today.
And that's how we can get into it. So thank you again. If you like this, subscribe. Make sure that you are following us
Brunch,
on all of our
podcasts,
social medias. Again, I'm Ashley, naturally Ashley Rowe.
And I'm Connie, _inspiring stylist. Well, _inspiring stylist.
And we'll see you on the next one.
All right.
Bye.